96.9 FM WAZZ. I don't know why we say FM these days. Maybe because it sounds fancy. Maybe you're just confused. You think you're still on the AM band. I'm not really sure. But it does sound good to us old-time jocks. At least we're not saying FM stereo. It just makes me think of history and the journey of the radio broadcasting history. I mean, I'm not planning on getting any kind of Marconi Award or anything, but we gotta appreciate where you come from. Speaking of history, let's do our little segment called Archives in History. Together, let's analyze people, societies, through the examination of written documents, oral accounts, factual evidence, and artifacts of a significant event that took place in history. I've picked out us a couple here. Let's cover some grounds here so we can get back to rocking. I mean, this stuff's old. It's factual, but it's old. We can't keep the rock and roll rating forever. I mean, it's old news. I can see if it was new news, I could spend a little more time on it, but let's not hold up the rock and roll. Let's get to class, yeah. I am your historian, Big Jacks. I wish you could see me now, Rocker. I got to thinking about it. I just was wondering, kind of, if you're going to do the part, you better do it right. Go all out. I'm just kind of at a loss because I'm not really sure what an historian makes, let alone wears. I know it ain't this junk change I'm making here at this FM station, but I kind of thought that maybe if I'm going to promote the segment Archives in History, and if I am an historian, even if it is for 5 minutes, I ought to look the part. So I went over to the Goodwill, the only place I could find some clothes in my budget, and I picked up a pair of shoes, some penny loafers. They're kind of dressy. I did get a compliment from management. And I got a vest. I think the first time I put it on backwards. So that's somebody. Jill sells to button it up in the back, and she said it goes in the front. Had to turn it around. I could button it myself. And let's see here. Under the vest, I had a turtleneck sweater, and I got a hat, little pepper hat. It didn't have a feather in it. I guess maybe that's why it was on clearance. So I done what any historian would do that needed a feather in the hat. I stopped in at the duck pond at the cemetery and picked up an old feather from one of them ducks, stuck it in the hat, and then I moseyed on down here to the radio station. And I ain't even going to tell you the kind of looks I got. I thought about buying a pipe, might top it off, go good with the hat with the feather, but then I got all strung out on the feather. Then I forgot all about the pipe. But I did walk around and tell everyone that Archives in History would be airing here at this time on the rock station. And much to my surprise, apparently nobody knew what it was. Apparently some more promotion on the show here is probably what we need. And nobody seemed to understand what I was talking about, let alone where to find the station. I think they thought it was some comedy skit Roger was doing in the morning. You main man in the morning, Roger. But don't let that deter us from having a good time and, of course, learning artifacts in history. Let me have my artifact music, please. I may not have the historian pay, but I definitely look like an historian. And I have the music. All right, our first date here in Archives in History. Let's go back to 1997. Boy, I was partying hard that year. Doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was the last episode aired on MTV of Beavis and Butthead. The series was later resumed briefly in 2011. Don't believe it ever got off the ground. Nothing could touch the original. You remember those guys, right, rockers? I think they used to come on about 2 in the morning. But if you ask me, I think they were on track with a lot of topics. Maybe a little airheads, but needless to say, got you through a lot of long nights. Let's see here. Let's go on back. 1942, Mr. Jimi Hendrix was born. Happy birthday, Jimmy. All right, here, 1955. I feel like I'm all over the place here. 1955, Sidney Turner was fined 3 pounds, 10 shillings by a London court. I don't understand. Speak to me in American money here. Shillings. 3 pounds and 10 shillings. That sounds like about what this radio station's trying to pay still. Still trying to pay us 3 pounds, 10 shillings. I'm sure that's not very much. Sure don't sound like very much. But that's over there in London court for creating an abominable noise. Mr. Sidney Turner, guilty as charged. An abominable noise, whatever the hell that is, and threatening his neighbors when they complained about him playing Shake, Rattle, and Roll by Bill Haley at full volume. I guess this would just kind of be like a noise disturbance. I'm not sure what London's thinking. We just call that maybe a loud party coming from next door. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, Roger. Not because you've made the complaint. I'm sure the complaint's been made on you. Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Bill Haley at full volume. If I was going to rock the neighborhood, I'd pick out a different selection. But maybe a little something harder than that, but maybe that's all he had to work with. Just a noise complaint. All right, now this is the last one I'm going to do here for class. This is for all you little rockers out there still trying to survive until graduation so you can get the hell out of there. In 1897, the pencil sharpener was invented. Figured you could use that to pop quiz your teacher. Next time she wants to pull out a little quiz on you, you quiz her. She always so nosy, wanting to know all the answers to the test. Well, you quiz her on that. Ask her when the pencil sharpener was invented. She ought to know it's in a classroom. Tell her if she can't produce an answer, she's going to get a big F. She's going to fail the exam. She needs to produce an answer for you, Rocker, for your inquisitive mind. Yeah, she's probably going to challenge you, Rocker. Don't stand up to her now. Don't be scared of her. Let her have it, Rocker. You let her know, Rocker, you depend on her to teach the class, and if she don't know everything, what is she even doing in the classroom? And if she doesn't know everything, then she's untrustworthy. She needs to go back to school. Tell her that, Rocker. You need to go back to school. Stand your ground, little Rocker. Don't let her walk all over you. Worst case scenario, she's probably going to send you home with a note to your parents. But you just make it a top priority when you get there to inform your parents. Your teacher doesn't know jack squat. They'll understand. I mean, how long has a pencil sharpener even been in the classrooms? A long time. She ought to know this stuff. I mean, it's not like you're asking her electrician questions on how the lights in the classroom work. You're just asking something simple. As a teacher, it's a piece of a teacher's equipment. She ought to know this stuff. Could be dangerous in a classroom. Might want to bring up the word safety. Tell her this is a safety concern. If she doesn't know, you might get your finger caught up in the thing. She needs to know how it works. Let her know, Rocker, this could end up in civil court if the teacher persists. But you don't have to take it that far. You're confident she can be forgiven. I mean, what are they teaching these kids these days? That's what I want to know. All right, Rocker. You ask her to come up with some answers for your quiz, and then you might consider coming up with some answers for hers. Let her know she's worthless as a teacher, and you're not falling for that Dollar General education. She's going to have to do better than that. I mean, it takes a village here, Rockers, and the teacher has to understand. Tell her you are the future. Let her know at the end of the argument it ain't no wonder teachers don't make any money and they don't know anything. Throw a little guilt on her, Rocker. Maybe she'll just turn her back on that test she was going to present to the class and maybe let you go home a little early. I mean, anything's worth a try here. Because sometimes you got to think outside the box. All right, Rocker, that's all I got for you here. Class is dismissed. You go practice in front of a mirror warming up to her and let her have it. Tell her the only way she can be forgiven is making sure her radio is set to 96.9 FM WAZZ. Get hooked on the station, then you call us up here on your Friday for our Kiss My Ass Fridays and send her a big kiss from the whole class. 96.9 FM WAZZ. Now, I'm not going to be held responsible if you get in trouble, Rocker. Yeah. Don't come running back to me if things don't work out.